This small plastic device decided how far hundreds of millions of people try to walk each day. It is not a scientific instrument, it was a consumer product sold in shops. And the number printed on it was chosen by people trying to sell it. 10,000 steps was never a study, it was a brand name. To understand how that happened, go back to Japan in the mid-1960s. The 1964 Tokyo Olympics had just ended, and the country was still buzzing. Watching world-class athletes had left a slightly uncomfortable national question behind. Was everyone else moving nearly enough? A fitness wave swept the country. In 1965, a clock company called Yamasa T spotted an opening. They made clocks and instruments. Now they made something to clip on your belt. They called it the Manpo-kei, and the name is the entire story. Man means 10,000, po means steps, K means meter. The 10,000 step meter, the target was baked into the product name. And there is a detail that makes the choice feel almost accidental. The Japanese character for 10,000 happens to look like a person walking. It was memorable, it was round, and it looked like the thing it sold. The slogan translated roughly as "Let us walk 10,000 steps a day." That is an advertising line. Nobody involved was making a health recommendation. Decades later, a Harvard epidemiologist went looking for the science behind it. Min Lee traced the target back through the literature to see where it began. She found nothing. At the time the device launched, no studies existed on it. Her assessment was blunt. The number sounded good and was easy to remember. Another researcher, Catrine Tudor-Locke, tracked how fast the slogan traveled. It spread across Japan almost immediately, then kept going outward. 60 years on, that brand name is the factory default in your pocket. Which raises the obvious question nobody asked for about 40 years. Is 10,000 actually the right number for anything at all? In 2019, Lee ran the study herself, and she measured properly. Nearly 17,000 older women wore trackers, so nobody had to guess or self-report. Their average age was 72, and researchers tracked who died and who did not. More steps meant lower mortality, exactly as you would expect. Then, at around 7,500 steps, the curve simply flattened out. The same study quietly demolished a second assumption everyone holds. Once total steps were accounted for, walking faster made no measurable difference. Volume mattered. Intensity did not. That is the opposite of most gym advice. A 2022 analysis pooled 15 international studies and found something more useful. The right number is not fixed. It shifts depending on how old you are. Over 60, benefits plateaued somewhere around 6,000 to 8,000 steps. Under 60, the plateau sat higher, around 8,000 to 10,000 steps. A 2023 analysis of over 226,000 people found something more encouraging still. Real measurable benefit began at around 4,000 steps a day. Then in July 2025, the definitive study finally arrived. Professor Melody Ding in Sydney pulled together 57 separate studies. It is the largest analysis of daily steps ever conducted by some distance. It also looked past death into cancer, diabetes, dementia, and depression. Here is the number that reframes this whole conversation. Walking 7,000 steps was linked to a 47% lower risk of dying. So what does pushing all the way to 10,000 steps actually buy you? 48%. One single additional percentage point. Sit with that for a second, because the cost is not small. 3,000 extra steps is roughly half an hour of walking daily, every day, for the rest of your life, for 1 percentage point. At 7,000 steps, cardiovascular disease risk was also around 25% lower. But the researchers themselves are not interested in scoring points here. Ding's message is generous. If 7,000 feels impossible, aim lower first. Even moving from 2,000 to 4,000 steps was linked to real benefit. The paper is honest about its limits too, and rates its own certainty carefully. And nobody is telling you to stop at 7,000 if you already hit 10. So the honest ending is not that you have been fooled for 60 years. Clockmaker picked a round number because it sounded good on a box. By pure accident, they landed slightly high, but close enough to be useful, and memorable enough to get hundreds of millions of people out walking. Very few marketing slogans have ever accidentally done that much good. So what is your actual daily step average? Tell me below, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this.